So you would do this once again in all 10 locations. With the Egolfany test, you will auscultate the same way, with the exception you would have the client to say E while you're auscultating. And with the whisper test, you will have the client to whisper 1, 2, 3 as you auscultate. And you should be able to hear it equally. It may be a muffled sound, but when you're doing Egolfany, if you hear a instead of a E, that's an abnormal finding.
Assess anterior chest.
At this time, we're going to assess the client's anterior chest. So we're going to move to the front.
Inspect skin for color and tachness, lesions, and scars. Observe respiratory movement for symmetry, client's ease with respirations and posture. Observe precordium for pulsations or heaving.
So once again, the same thing you do in the posterior, you're going to do in the anterior. You begin with inspecting. You're going to make sure to inspect and make sure that there's no abnormal respirations, no deep labored breathing, no heaves. And after you inspect, that's when you palpate. So at this time, Ms. Rivers, I'm just going to palpate. Let me know if you have any type of pain or if it's tender in any of the location. So you're just going to go all throughout the lung area and you're just going to palpate. Now the client might laugh because they might be ticklish, but just go ahead and just let them know that you will be finished soon.
Palpate left chest wall to locate point of maximum impulse.
Okay, so we're looking for what is also known as the PMI. So you're going to assess for the PMI by going to the fifth intercostal space. And you're going to have the client just let them know that if you can you lift up your breast for me, and the location would be right up underneath the breast. It's in the apex area, right according to line to the nipple.
Palpate chest wall for fremitus as with posterior chest. Palpate anterior chest wall for thoracic expansion.
So the same procedure we did in the posterior, we would do in the anterior as far as with the fremitus. So you would palpate and you would have the client to say 99 or 1, 2, 3. And you will also check the expansion by holding the client alongside and put the thumbs together. Ask the client to take a deep breath. And you want to see if your thumbs expand out as they breathe.
Auscultate anterior chest for breath sounds. 10 sites rear, 8 sites front. Describe findings.
Deep breath in. You will have the client to hold up. Could you hold up your breast for me? Eight in the front and 10 in the back.
Auscultate heart for rate, rhythm, intensity, frequency, timing, and splitting of S1 or S2 or presence of S3 or S4 or murmurs. Describe findings.
Once again, when assessing, you're going to assess for the PMI. You're going to go to the apical region, the point of maximal intensity. Actually, it's best to go up underneath the gown.
Assess for
document your finding, if it's bounding, if it's weak, and so forth, according to 0 plus to 4 plus.
assess for jugular pulsation.
Jugular pulsation, you're just going to look at the client's jugular vein to make sure that they do not have any jugular vein distension. and there's no extra pulsation, and it's intact.
Assess anterior chest in recumbent position. Breast exam, do teaching regarding exam, inspecting, and palpation. Assess abdomen. Observe skin characteristics from pubis to mid-chest region for scars, lesions, vascularity, bulges, and navel.
Assess, and we'll look. But when you're assessing the abdomen area, you want to make sure to walk around and make sure that there's no abnormal pulsation. So you need to walk around your bed and look. And at this time, when you're inspecting, you want to also make sure to assess for any lesions, marking, bruises, any abnormal pulsation, and any scars. You want to make sure to document.
Auscultate abdomen, all quadrants for bowel sounds, brutes, and venous hums.
And go on a clock.
Lightly palpate all quadrants for tenderness, guarding, and masses. Assess kidney by percussion and palpations light and deep. Assess liver by palpation light and deep.
Does this hurt? Any pain? Any tenderness? Just make sure to go all the way around and palpate light to deep.
Assess umbilical for hernia. Assess lower extremities. Client remains lying. Abdomen and chest should be draped. Inspect legs, ankles, and feet for skin characteristics, vascular sufficiency, hair distribution, and deformities. Palpate lower legs and feet for temperature, pulses, femoral, popliteal, dorsalis pedis, tenderness, and deformities.
Check the femoral pulses, popliteal.
Assess remaining neurological system. Observe client moving from lying to sitting position. Note use of muscles, ease of movement, and coordination.
Okay, can you push down like you're driving the car, hitting the brakes? Okay, up. Okay, can you lift your leg up for me? Down, up, down. Can you bend your legs for me? Okay, can you lay them flat? Can you raise them both up? Okay, very good. Very good.
Assess client's gait. Observe and palpate client's spine and posterior thorax for alignment as client stands and bends forward to touch toes.
This time you're going to assess the client's gait. So you're going to assess to make sure that the client has something on their feet. Make sure it's skid proof. Or you can make sure that you put on the client's shoes at this point. Make sure you adjust your bed when your client's getting out of the bed. Okay, Ms. Rivers, I want to assess your mobility, your gait, how you walk. So I'm just going to lower the bed for you. Okay, how's that? Okay. Okay, I want to see if you can stand for me. Yes. Okay. Can you take a walk for me from here to that table where the book says DON? So you assess the client's gait. And she has no deficits as far as any problems with balance. She's walking appropriately. She's able to touch her toes. You're gonna have them bend down, touch their toes. You're gonna assess for balance. You can stand up. And it is intact. Her back is aligned. You're gonna, at that time when she goes down to bend, can you bend one more time for me? You're gonna assess. And you're gonna look to see if no nodules, okay. We're gonna assess to see if both sides symmetry. We wanna make sure there's no humps, no kyphosis. Okay. Thank you, Ms.